Hey, what's up, Silas here. I'd like to talk to you guys about something I've been observing for a while that I would like to call social dysmorphic disorder for now. Now, this is based off of body dysmorphic disorder, which for some of you who may be familiar with this, or those of you who aren't, body dysmorphic disorder is supposedly a mental condition where you look at something in your body or you feel there's something about your appearance or your actual body itself that is a flaw, that is shameful, that you have to change. Yet everybody else either doesn't see it, it's something that somebody might be making up, or they can consider it very minor, or in some cases, they consider it something they actually would want. In the situation of something minor, maybe you can actually measure and see, is your nose a little bit off to the left or to the right, maybe a millimeter off, it's not straight. And then somebody might see that and say, okay, that's something I have to change. I have to go in and get all kinds of surgeries, fix my nose, contour my nose with makeup all the time, spend hours a day or a week doing that, making sure my appearance is in the right way, making sure I'm only photographed from a certain angle. And they might feel that, might get to an anxiety kind of situation that affects their day-to-day lives, whereas for everybody else, like, it's a millimeter off to the left, I don't really care. Or it could be a situation where it's something everybody else might actually see and consider to be something they would want. It could be a situation where somebody's more overweight. They look at somebody who weighs 100 pounds and say, oh, I would love to be 100 pounds. It would be a great thing for my life to be 100 pounds. Yet that person with 100 pounds is suffering from anorexia. And they're like, I'm overweight. I need to keep losing weight. They're actually starving themselves. They're actually aiming to be 60 pounds or something like that and just get to the point where their body's actually eating its insides. Now you have the inverse of that, where somebody may look at someone else, oh, you're fit, you weigh 220 pounds, you seem to have nice arms, you seem to have a nice V-taper, but that person might be suffering from bigorexia, and they might think, oh no, I need to be an obtuse triangle, like I'm not fit enough, I need to take all these steroids, I need to be in the gym 6 hours a day, I'm sitting at the office just looking in what workout kind of programs, I'm watching what I eat down to the T, I have to make sure I eat 7 times a day. I get to the point where I'm now injecting synthol and things like that into my body and taking all these risks to achieve this body image that they find is more comfortable. Yet for most people, they would look at that and say, look, I'm okay with this. I think that's normal. I will be happy with that. I don't understand why this person is going to these extremes to achieve this kind of situation. Now, I think you're seeing that in society, where I look at society as a human organism. Whether you want to break it down to a situation like tribes and you say, okay, the Luya tribe of Kenya is a human societal organism, the Kikuyu tribe in Kenya is a human societal organism, or you want to take it further to like cities, where you say Nairobi is a human societal organism of a city. You can say New York City is a human societal organism. You can go back to nations. You can say, okay, Kenya is a human societal organism. The United States of America is a human societal organism. People want to go to larger racial aspects of it and can say, oh, Negroes are a human societal organism. Caucasians are a human societal organism. You can go into like religions, say Christianity, Islam, this kind of situation where there's different aspects and parts of it where you can say, okay, let's look at this as a human societal organism, because society is created by humans, so it will have some features that the human organisms that created it are going to be reflected in that greater being. That's kind of how I look at this in this kind of situation. Now, with societal dysmorphic disorder, it's people looking at certain aspects of society and finding them to be shameful and to be harmful. Whereas for most other beings in that society, or most other societal organisms, will look at that and say, that's not really big of an issue. You can break it down to the family. You can break it down to a situation where somebody might think, there's something in my family that's so shameful, I can't really talk about this. I have to do anything I can to change this. But somebody else, when you look at that family, like, I wish my family was like that. But in that society, in that societal dysmorphic disorder person, they might see that and feel they have to do certain steps in order to change it. So I think you look at certain issues and you see some people having societal dysmorphic disorder, just like some people have body dysmorphic disorder. Just how some people will feel, I need to take certain risks, even if it's getting implants, breast implants, ab implants, butt implants. I just saw those butt implants by watching this Joe Rogan podcast clips where he's talking to Zuby. And Zuby was, he's I think a musician, and he was lifting in some months back in the United Kingdom, I think. And he said, I'm identifying myself as a woman. And he deadlifted this weight. And then he put it back down, and then that broke the record for any woman of his age and weight. And he said, now I have the world record, I'm going back to being a man. just kind of a social commentary on the whole situation with transgenderism and people who are born biologically male identifying as female and then going competing against people who are biologically female and winning championships and records and things like that. And that could also be a body dysmorphic disorder kind of thing where somebody is in a male body, they feel they're female, they have to do all these changes. Some people just get breast implants, some people just identify as female, some people get to the point where they cut off their genitalia and get things changed, start taking hormones and things like that because of their body dysmorphic disorder, their idea of this is not the body that I'm supposed to be in. This appearance does not feel quite right to me. So they do that kind of step and they get that point. Some people might feel that younger and get over it. Some people may just consider it to be a passing thing. Most people are probably never going to feel they're not in their physical body they're supposed to be in. And I think now in societal dysmorphic disorder, you see that same kind of thing where some people will be in a society and not notice any issues. Like, this is just how society works. This is how things go. Some people will see them and then they'll say, okay, I might be in this society, but I'm going to identify as a different society because I'm not necessarily comfortable with this society. Some people may see that and say, okay, I'm not comfortable with this society, but I'm actually going to start changing parts of my social atmosphere. I want to change parts of this society to match the society I think it should be. And some people will go and say, we have to get to the point where the equivalent of maybe someone who's transgender, getting the full transition, taking hormones, and they'll feel, I have to completely change the society. It's not just safe enough to just kind of adjust to it, but I have to change this thing entirely. Now, I'm not trying to say transgenderism is a complete mental disorder, even though there's a bunch of issues that go with it, high suicide rates and different kind of levels where I don't think it's necessarily right to say that somebody who's 6 or 7, that age, would actually be able to know and then start giving them hormones. There's a lot of issues with that. But I just wanted to use that as an example to kind of show you guys that maybe some of these people we're just paying a lot of attention to are just experiencing some kind of social dysmorphic disorder. There could be certain issues that they feel are a lot worse than it is, and they're also willing to go to a lot more drastic steps in order to change those things than anybody else. Yet when we see that with anorexia, when we see that with bigorexia, we kind of understand that that's not indicative of the actual reality of the situation, nor are these people actually the norm or some kind of social issue or some kind of really, oh, society's ending because some people feel this way. We're not thinking, oh, fitness is ending because some people have anorexia. We're not thinking, oh, going to the gym is ending or being fitter, being in a better healthy situation is ending because people are injecting synthol into their body. So I think it kind of just gives me a better way to look at this and give some context and kind of understand it. With some people, yeah, they see it that way, but doesn't necessarily mean it's as big of a social issue as we may think. All right, goodbye. So thanks for listening. On the screen right now are the Thomas Sowell 3, these 3 questions asked by economist Thomas Sowell about social issues and economics. I like applying them to a lot of things, and this is a perfect situation to apply it to. When somebody's talking about a social issue, maybe you want to find out if they have social dysmorphic disorder. You can ask them these questions. Compared to what? What does that problem compare to? If there's something really wrong with society, what's the comparison of something that's normal or positive or okay? Now, at what cost? What kind of lengths is this person willing to take or asking other people to take in order to deal with this supposed issue? And then what solid proof do you have? Now, what solid proof do you have should apply to both of them? What solid proof do you have that it's actually a problem? What solid proof do you have that the solutions that you're proposing, the costs that you're proposing, will actually fix that supposed problem? So check out the links below. You can find links to the store and help me out by buying some merchandise. This and other things are up there. And also let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the whole social dysmorphic disorder. Is it a thing? Is there some name already for these things? Because some of these things I think about them, then there's actually some actual scientific term or somebody's discovered it before. Okay, goodbye.